Today is Tuesday, August 1st, 2023. Meeting of the Berlin Board of Health being conducted via Zoom. Anybody that wishes to speak will be given that opportunity. The proceedings are being recorded so that people who aren't able to join us at the moment can in fact join us at a later date. All the protocols established by the state and adhered to by the town are in effect. With that, we can begin with our discussions. We need to schedule a variance hearing for 275 Central.
Yeah, I tentatively drafted a notice for the September 5th meeting at 7:30. I think that'll be 2 meetings out. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yep. So I hate to say
275
September.
Central, what property is that, Bobby?
That is the house turned into office on the corner of Taylor and the
right,
on-ramp
right.
to 495.
I noticed they did some tree cutting and so forth there.
Yep.
Yeah. Taylor's old house, yeah. There's actually two more acres across the street, Paul, up in there that were connected with that property. Across the, Taylor Road.
Behind the gas station, yeah.
Yes, yes.
And while we're doing hearings, I just got a request today for 52 Dudley Road. I thought we could do that at the 5th at 7:45.
52 Dudley?
Yep.
And what is that for, Bill?
That is someone wanting to add a bedroom in a detached unit. So it's kind of increase in flow. So it meets Title V, but it's also an upgrade to an existing. So it's kind of a hybrid. The board's done that in the past. As long as the increase in flow system meets Title V, yeah, they do need a few variances from the local regs on the upgrade. If you review, the existing house system's being upgraded and enlarged to handle that additional bedroom.
Have they submitted plans to you yet?
I just got them today.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, they need percolation tests. We did 2 versus 4. Distances less than 100 to a wetland, and the alternative system reg. They're proposing a Presby, but obviously can't provide a fully compliant system because they're asking for those variances. So
right.
Pretty straightforward.
Okay. Number 4, Woodward Ave, septic flow.
I sent an email. I forwarded that email from June Miller. I don't know if you hung on to that, Sue, to share, but they're looking to do something with the Bullard House, and I guess looking for some guidance from the board. I think it's going to involve a meeting with, maybe June and Dan Wolf from Ross Associates to kind of see what they're proposing.
Yeah, I didn't. Do you remember how long ago that was?
It was a while ago. It was she sent it July 7th, so it's probably like mid-July, and I think I just forwarded it and said, we could take a peek at it at the meeting, but I don't know how time critical it is. We could bump it to next and invite them in.
Well, I can see if I can find the email.
Yeah, it would have been forwarded from the Board of Health email.
That does not help.
That doesn't help. Mid-July, June Miller, maybe.
I'm going to look for mid-July.
Or 4 Woodward Ave might be a good search.
Yeah.
No, I'm not that good on the computer.
Well, we can research that one. We don't have to deal with it right now.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, this would just be a first take at it. Like I say, they'd really have to be before us to determine, what they want to do there and what type of flow would apply.
Kate's got her hand up. I don't know.
Yeah, she's for 39 Walnut Street. I told Sue about that, not on the agenda, but
Okay.
Kate's here to talk about the redesign and permit extension request for 39 Walnut.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think we should bump the June Miller thing off because I'm not seeing anything right now.
Yeah.
Well, why don't I email June and Dan and maybe have them come into next meeting?
Okay,
Yes.
Which would be what, the 15th? I think.
yeah, let's do that and, let's see what Kate, if she has something to say relative to this or find out, what she has in mind anyhow.
Yeah, Kate, if you can,
Can you hear me?
we can.
Oh, great. I wasn't quite sure. All
15th, yeah.
right. So I went in to see Bill today. We have a couple more weeks on this permit. Paul Wheeler is the installer. He is behind, given all of the rain and the weather we've had this year so far. So I have not yet come up on his list. So I don't know what we should do at this juncture. It looks like I'm going to need more time to have this.
What does the plan call for? Is this a replacement septic system, Kate, or what?
It is.
Okay,
It is. Yep, and the water table is very high, obviously. He's been put behind. I think there's jobs he's still trying to finish up. We had hoped to start this in June was the plan. Obviously, here we are in August, and I don't know where that puts him. I think his helper leaves in September. So I don't know if he's ready in a couple weeks or, but we're getting close. So I just want to make everyone aware of that and see what you might recommend.
is this formerly the Fairbay House?
It is.
Okay,
Yeah.
So you're looking for an extension on your permit?
Yes.
What's the address?
39
39.
Walnut.
39 Walnut.
Thank you. I don't have my agenda with me. I'm having phone and email issues.
Bill, what would we have to do to give her an extension?
Kate would give you a reasonable time frame and the board could choose to accept it or not. Again, this failed at Title V when Dennis was selling. So the 2-year clock started with him, and I don't know how long went by. I could research it in the file before Kate bought it. Kate was in to see us, believe it or not, last August, asking for a year. And that year, believe it or not, is August 16th of this year, which I can't believe.
God.
But
Yeah,
the plan was redesigned. If you recall, we spoke to Kate about having Ross lower it from a 4-foot to a 3-foot offset. So that's been done to save some cost and fill. And also the Presby approval allows the removal of the 5-foot overdig, which again saves quite a bit of fill. So at least the redesign hopefully will be less expensive. And I don't know what type of time frame Kate's looking at. It really sounds like it might depend on Paul Wheeler's schedule. So I don't know if Kate can talk to Paul and maybe get back to us or propose some date tonight.
Yeah, I'd be happy to speak with Paul. Those were the general concerns he gave me. We spoke last week. I honestly don't know what reasonable is. I was happy with the year, but we've had rain since then, I think.
You certainly need to have a conversation with him. Mother Nature holds the trump card against all of us, so we kind of have to roll with that. But
Yeah, maybe talk to Paul and come to next meeting.
right, that's what I was going to suggest.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that before the permit expires?
It actually is the day before. The next meeting's the 15th, and I think the permit expires the 16th.
All right. Would you like me to ask Paul to come or just get?
Good luck.
Okay.
Yeah, we talk
Um,
to Paul, see if it could fit in before his help leaves. I mean, just feel him out, see what he thinks,
I will do that.
and come back to the board with a date.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. And that's the 15th at 7 again, or?
Yeah, same
Yes.
same deal. You can just email Sue. She can get you the link. Yep.
Excellent. All right, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay,
Welcome.
See you,
Night.
Kate.
Bye-bye. I don't know how to end.
Next item on discussion is 299 South Street, possible subdivision. I'm presuming that's part of the Ronnie Wheeler property in South Berlin.
Yeah. I spoke to Ann Wheeler. She's a trustee of the trust there, and I thought she might try to attend tonight to try to kind of explain what's going on.
Yeah, she's here.
Oh, she is. Okay. And,
Yep.
and Sue, do you have that email that I sent? It has a lot layout. It was probably last week.
Hold on.
Oh,
You mean this?
promote.
Yeah.
There it is.
Almost promote. Okay.
Yeah, so maybe Ann can explain. It sounds like Concom and Planning Board recommended she speak to the Board of Health. You know, we have very little to say until we have actual designs, but I mean, the basic layout looks good. We have the usual comment of meeting state and local regs for well and septic.
Hi, yes, can you hear me?
We can.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, great. So yes, we have met with the planning board and the conservation commission because there is conservation land involved in this. And we've worked with Cornerstone Engineering to come up with this plan for subdividing it. And I guess the main concern, or one of the, I don't know if it's the only concern or what, was they wanted to be sure that these circles, which I'm not sure if those define, what has to be legally allowed or not, or what, but they just wanted to make sure that.
It looks like your well radius and
Okay,
the neighbors by the looks there, so.
yeah, the one on the left is the big house at 299. The lot in the middle is just undeveloped at this point. And lot 3 is the smaller house.
Okay. Yep.
So,
Pre-existing, yeah.
So I think, has one of these failed a Title V inspection already?
yes, lot 3.
Lot 3? Because whenever you're subdividing land that has existing homes on them, they need Title V inspection. So the other existing house would need a Title V. And they would also need to prove reserve areas for those houses. So if we go out to soil tests for the new lots, we'd also have to at minimum test for reserve areas for the existing homes.
Okay, so what do I need to take away from this? And who do I need to go back to do whatever I need to do?
Well, to pursue these lots with the Board of Health, yourself or the engineer for you would have to apply for soil testing.
Okay, so soil testing.
The soil testing would then lead to designs, review by me, and then permits before the board.
Okay, so
Cornerstone should know the drill and the protocols on all this. I mean, they've worked in the town before, so.
yeah,
Bill?
Paul,
Yeah.
Cornerstone did, there was an application submitted for the house that failed the Title V, and when I called to schedule it, they wanted to hold off because they knew this subdivision was being proposed. They didn't want to go out and just do that one lot. I think, they'll probably have Ann apply for all lots and go out and get it all done in a day or two.
oh yeah, actually it was Fairbank Engineering that did the Title V inspection
Yes.
on lot 3. So do I need approval from the planning board to go ahead, or what should or do I need to do this soil testing and a Title V inspection on lot 1 before I can proceed with anything?
What is your end game? What are you trying to get approved? The lots or the septic systems? Because the lots would be through planning board, the septic systems would be through Board of Health.
Okay, the lots, we just want to have approval to do this subdivision, but does that depend on the Board of Health?
Again, all we ever say, and we haven't been asked for comments that I know of from the planning board, is septic and well must meet the current state and local regs. Because again, until we have a design, we can't say much more than that.
Okay, Then-
And has lot one been, was that inspected? That
no,
system?
no,
No, so that would have to be inspected too, if it's expansion, you might have to do that one also, have it Title V tested.
okay,
That's all, because of new construction, you're subdividing, that's all.
right. There wouldn't be
Now,
any
is-
new construction except for lot 2. I mean,
So lot
Right.
4 is an existing house also?
that's the driving range down
Oh,
at
it
the
is,
Rotary.
okay, yep.
So we don't know, what's gonna
Yeah.
happen with that yet.
If that's part of the parcel, though, it would still need a Title V and a reserve area proven if there isn't one already.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep,
So,
that Title V, the state code requires that whenever a parcel is subdivided with existing structures on them, they must be Title V inspected and they must have reserve areas. Because in the goal of that is that you're not subdividing off the only land that could be used for upgrades for those existing structures, because the existing structures are given priority in the code's eyes.
okay,
And that building isn't that old, and that would probably pass or pretty close. I don't think that system is very old in that building and down at the golf thing.
yeah,
Yeah, but if it's gonna be converted to residential, all bets are off. Everything has to be
Oh,
taken from
okay.
the get-go.
I
Oh, yeah.
don't think the planning board will allow that to go residential, but, so
Right,
we're planning on keeping it commercial.
yeah. But there is a septic system there in that place, so that would probably
Yeah,
have to be inspected, whether it's residential or commercial. Just for
okay,
protection of the groundwater, but. So,
okay. So the planning board and conservation commission can go ahead and approve if that's what they're gonna do. But then I would have to do the soil testing, Title V for lot 1 and lot 4. And make sure there's reserve areas.
Correct. So at minimum, we'd be doing a full set of testing on lot 2, which is the new lot. On lot 3, is that the house that failed the inspection?
Yeah,
So there, you're not only doing an upgrade to a failed system, but you're also proving a reserve area. So again, you do a full set of tests there. In lot 1 would depend whether or not the system passes or not, whether or not you're just doing a reserve area or a full set of tests. But again, that's something I can talk to the engineer about once we get the applications.
yeah,
okay. And that would be from Fairbanks, right?
Cornerstone was the one that had applied. The engineer
Okay.
listed for the application for lot 3, because they're the engineers and the soil evaluators. I think Fairbanks is a Title V inspector.
Oh, I see. All right. So I've never done this before, so this is all new to me.
Yeah, it sounds like you probably want to talk to Cornerstone. Again, conservation and planning can approve their jurisdiction on these lots, and then we'd get designs once the soil testing's done.
All right. So I guess, and you don't have any objections to anything that is depicted on this sketch, correct? I think that's what they wanted to know. They just wanted to sort of get a, okay,
It's-
go ahead.
It's, those lots are shown with proposed wells, proposed septics, again, not knowing if the soils are gonna pass in those areas, those locations of wells and septics might change. But
Okay,
again, the lots, the frontage, the acreage, work within the buffer zone, all that, conservation and planning would handle. And again, the soil testing will really define, where your systems go.
okay. All right. Well, I will go back to them then and said, they should go ahead with their approval or not, I guess.
Yep. And if they need something from us, it's gonna be a standard statement saying wells and septics must meet state and local regs. Do you know the street number for lot 1 and lot 3?
Lot 1 is 299.
Mm-hmm.
Lot 3 is 311.
Okay. And is the golf range, is that a South Street address also?
It's South Street, and I believe it's 317.
Okay, good. All right.
All right, well, thank you so much.
All right, get in touch with me if you have any questions, or if planning or conservation asks for anything further from us.
All right, thank you very much.
All right,
Good night.
good night.
Have a good night.
You too. I'll try to get out of this. Leave.
There we go. Okay, next on the list is permits for 120 Central Street.
Yeah, that is Priscilla Hogan's house. It's got a Title V before us tonight, a conditional pass, needs a D-box. If you drove by today, the work's done, and I'll be inspecting it tomorrow morning.
Okay,
What was that?
So
address?
again, I've got a permit drafted. If the board allows, I'll sign the permit for the board.
Okay.
What was the address again? I'm sorry.
128 Central Street.
128, okay, yeah, because I don't have my agenda, I'm sorry. Okay, thank you.
next is 14 Collins Road.
Yeah,
Type.
that's a Title V inspection, and it has a garbage grinder, so I've drafted the standard letter, must be removed. Paul will text you when that it's at the office for
Okay.
signature.
Okay,
All right.
and that leaves us with to talk about fees for the open top at the transfer.
Well, I'd like to back up just a bit on that, Sue. One more item, and it's kind of early in the thing. You saw the email from Small Water Systems Bill relative to First Parish Church.
Oh, yes.
I guess they had a nitrate exceedance. Or is there
Right.
something other than that?
No, that's it. I mean, that's First Parish seems to be an ongoing situation, and it's like, how do we circle the wagons around that one?
Well, I thought there was a proposal to tie the church to the building across the street. Because that had been testing okay. I thought there was working with the state to do that. I don't know if that dead ended or if that's still being proposed.
Okay, in the small water systems, they referred to well number 2, which I wasn't clear on. Do you have any?
I'd have to
sense
see
of
if there's a
that?
plan. I don't think there's more than one well for the church. I think there's a well at the, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, the school or the parish, on the corner.
The children's church has
Children's
the
church.
public water supply one, yeah.
Yep, so that well, I thought was going to be tied in or proposed to tie into the church.
Yeah, they were gonna look into that, right?
Yeah, I haven't
Okay.
really heard where that's going. So I don't know if that's considered well 1 and the church is well 2. I'd have to see
Yeah,
a
I
plan to see if
can-
it's
I-
designated.
I think I know somebody on property committee. I can see, I can contact them or Small Water Systems just to make sure we know the labeling is in sync with what we're looking at.
I think if you call small water systems, they're pretty helpful. I've had good
Oh,
experience.
really?
with them.
Okay. All right.
So I think they
Do that.
probably, where they're the operators, would be able to give you a quick answer.
I will do that.
And I'll take a look at those emails on a closer look on Thursday.
Do you have
Um,
anything else for us, Bill?
I do not.
As of now, we don't have any hearings scheduled for our next meeting.
Correct.
And just throwing this out there for we need to deal with some transfer station stuff, take it or leave it stuff, meet with the take it or leave it volunteers, which I think all really needs to be done in person. It would be nice to do it for our next meeting, but I don't see the necessity of Bill being there for that whole thing. And does it make any sense to do our regular board meeting on Zoom at, I don't know, 6:30 if that works, or 7, and then meet relative to the transfer station a half hour later, just so we don't drag Bill down here for not much going on.
We could do that.
Yeah, so far, all we have is this discussion of the four Woodward Ave and Kate coming back on 39 Walnut
Right,
Street.
right. It's pretty light at the moment.
Correct. And if I
Well-
received anything that needs a hearing, it would be the second meeting in September.
Second meeting, right?
Yep.
Why don't we tentatively plan on that? I'll double check that we can do it that way with town officials.
We can do that. We've done it before. It's like we do Zoom within the meeting, so.
Yeah, but then we're gonna have to go up to the town offices.
Well, you can handle that.
I know I can everybody else? I mean, are there any sticky points that, I'm missing relative to setting that up? I just want to make sure it goes smoothly.
Should I be at the town hall for the Zoom portion too? Cause I've got like 15-minute drive. So,
Yeah.
so I'd have to go to the town hall at
Yeah, because we're talking about
6:30.
station.
Okay,
as
so
well.
6:30, I'll have to be at the town hall and I'll bring the laptop and Zoom.
Bill,
in
you
with
have
us,
don't
right?
you have a conflict on Tuesday with Lancaster or something?
Well, on the second and fourth Tuesday, I have Bolton. So
Oh,
that-
but
if this is
the-
first and
the-
third,
The third Tuesday, you'd be all right,
yes.
or like a 6:30 meeting?
Yes, we just have to, I don't know if Kate's still on, but we told her to show up at 7, but she can show up at 6:30.
She's still on, I think.
Okay,
She just raised her hand.
Yeah, I'm here. I can, whatever's convenient for you.
yeah, it sounds like we'll be starting at 6:30,
Okay,
so we'll just have to post that. Sue
And
and
that's the-
Donna are
That's the 15th, right, Billy?
15th, yep.
Okay.
Okay, don't worry, I won't forget to send you the link.
thank you,
Alright.
Sue. That's helpful. Appreciate it.
Okay, all right, we'll do that, 6:30 on Zoom, and then we'll probably set it up with take it or leave it, folks, for 7:15 or something like that.
Okay,
Very good.
All right, I don't think we have anything else for you tonight, Bill, at least I don't.
All right.
Bill, you go forth and do good.
My daughter will be thrilled. I have to go pick her up and her friends at a friend's house. So she said,
Oh.
You're going to be done by 8. I said, probably.
Oh.
All right. Have a good night.
She probably wouldn't mind if you were running late, but
This is true. All right.
Teenagers being what they are.
Exactly. All right. Have a good night.
All right, you too, Bill.
Bye.
All right, transfer station stuff. Take it or leave it, folks have already started accepting some furniture and they're putting it in one of our new storage containers. They took that a little bit upon themselves, which is fine. I'm going to contact the director at Fresh Start. I mean, I haven't talked to her in quite a while, but with the container, this may work out a little better. We accept furniture, they come and they can pick and choose from the container what's acceptable to them. Previously, it was kind of sketched out that they would come with a truck and we'd try and get our residents to bring furniture on that same day. And I just think that that's not going to work smoothly. So we've got a container, if not two right now, where we can store furniture. They can come pick and choose what they want, and then we can dispose of or let our own residents pick from whatever is left. But in talking to some of the volunteers there, they're like, well, you know, what's the criteria? And questions we need to think about is if somebody, if our volunteers accept a couch and the couch isn't acceptable to Fresh Start, then we're on the hook to get rid of it. So do we, when someone brings something like that, do we ask them currently for, I'll call it a donation, in case we have to get rid of it and put it in the open top, because that costs us money? I was there Saturday helping Stan out, and somebody came in with a trailer with this humongous leather sectional sofa that was all powered and recliners and all that. And it far exceeded anything on our chart. And I said to the guy, I said, really, we got to get $100 for this.
Wow.
And he was like, okay, that's fine.
Wow.
Wow.
And when Stan and I talked about it afterwards, the $100, we probably still lost money on that
Oh,
because of space in the container, weight, and all that.
Yeah.
We didn't make any money, that's for sure.
No,
We're
But
not
good-
necessarily trying to make money, but we're trying to
No.
cover our costs.
right.
So there's, that's kind of a muddy, slippery slope in terms of how
Yeah.
we deal with that.
yeah.
We're opening the door to some good possibilities of repurposing furniture and getting it in the hands of people that could use it. And at the same time, we're putting ourselves a little bit at risk. So we need to all think about that.
Yeah.
Well, we've been taking furniture all along and it's been going in the open top, so I don't think
For
it's
no money.
for no money. So
Yeah.
I don't think it's a huge risk. We just have to figure out how to schedule the fees so it's fair to everyone.
Correct. But, and I should say, there really should be fees. Because the stickers that people buy, theoretically and technically, they're for residential household trash.
Right.
And that open top gets a wide variety of miscellaneous materials, decks, stairs,
Right.
shower doors, I mean, all sorts of things
Rugs.
that really go above and beyond household trash.
Yeah.
So, Stan and I keep bouncing around conversations on exactly how to deal with that, because everything that goes in the open top is almost it's a negative to our operation there, because we're eating the cost. And what we're trying to do is come up with a way or some sort of plan where we're at least covering our costs and making it more palatable. And do we start just by asking for donations, which Stan has been proactive on and gotten a lot of cooperation. And the thing I've wrestled with for any number of years is, how do you quantify? Somebody brings in something in a pickup truck, is it $25? Is it $60?
Right.
It's not an exact science, so we just need to be careful in how we think and approach that,
Right.
because we do want to be fair with the residents.
Yeah.
But somebody brought in a number of telephone pole sections that evidently they had been using as a fence or something. And, Stan got a donation for that, but once again, I'm sure
Yeah.
we didn't cover it.
Yeah. Right. Right.
Sue,
When I was doing the survey for the DEP annual trash thing, I noticed they had a category there for wood, recycling wood.
mm-hmm,
Now, I don't know who recycles wood, but enough people, towns must be doing it. If there's a section to report on it. But who would take the wood? You know, I'm talking things like it could be broken up furniture, the telephone poles, you know, the wooden skids. Now, I brought wooden skids down there and some guy was so happy, he was just taking them out of my van and putting them in his truck and off he
Yeah.
went.
right,
So I was happy to see that. And other times I usually have neighbors that burn them. But
Right.
I was wondering, is there a vendor out there that recycles?
well, back it up a little bit. The problem with that is now we're talking a separate container for just wood.
Right.
And what about the plastic resin furniture that doesn't get recycled that currently goes into the open top? Or do we start directing everything into the compactors and hauling them more?
No, I mean,
There's a whole domino thing here.
Yeah.
yeah, I was just saying you know, if there was a way that we could, a cheaper way to get rid of the wood portion.
Right, but we still, again, have to separate it. So now that involves another container, where we put it. Where does it get hauled? Are we gonna be faced with a different hauling rate? You know, with all the DEP stuff, there's nothing that's clean and easy.
I was gonna say
Well,
easy.
I look at the DEP stuff and say, you know, 3 years down the road, there's gonna be a state mandate about that.
Oh, yeah, things are gonna change. They're gonna continually change with DEP.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what they do down at BP. Do they separate the wood, Paul, down there? Do you know? I mean,
I
some
don't-
stuff's got
I
screws in
don't
it.
know,
Some,
Bobby.
yeah, I don't either, huh? It'd be something I have to look at, but yeah.
That would be a good idea, Bob, if you could find that out. Any information is good information at this
Yeah,
point.
yeah, right.
That's not a huge transfer station. I know they
No.
moved some things around.
Yeah.
You know, everything about the bulk end of things is a inexact science.
No. Oh, I believe we should do a fee schedule, Paul, of all that we can think of, like you're saying, and kind of run by it, even if it's gonna go out, you know, for the public to look at. If it doesn't, we're paid for. So one way or the other, I think we should be getting something for it. Like you know, I think we should do some type of fee schedule for that type of stuff.
You could have a suggested donation page for Open Top.
Well,
Instead of calling it a fee schedule.
yeah, whatever. Yeah, whatever works. But, yeah. But we'd have to think about, well, go over it. And, like you say,
Well, the other thing with there's nothing easy about this.
right.
Not everybody comes to the transfer station with their checkbook. And
Yeah.
until we're online and can use Square or Venmo or credit cards or whatever, we're
Right.
kind of
Didn't
we're
think of
kind of
that.
fighting a riptide here.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't even think of that, right.
You know,
I mean,
anyhow, I'm not
I'm
looking
all
for
right.
answers. I'm not looking for answers. I'm just looking to stimulate
right,
thought process about possibilities
Yeah.
here. And, you know, with take it or leave it, people coming in, they may have some ideas. We haven't really ever had an official meeting with them, and I think it's probably long
Yeah.
overdue.
Sure.
We'll probably hear some things we don't want to hear, but that comes with the territory. There may be some good ideas that come forth from some of those folks. So,
Right.
you know, I'm gonna make sure they're invited for our next meeting. it's 7:30 and just trying to cap that for half an hour, 45 minutes, and we're probably just gonna take a lot under advisement.
Okay.
But any thoughts between now and then, feel free to text me, email, call me, whatever, so we can try and start sorting this stuff out.
Okay.
All righty.
And Donna, did Sue talk to you about working?
Yep, I s-
And,
I should be good to go unless something comes up, but no, it'll be fine. Because if I do anything, it'll be after hours, so
okay,
you need me there all day?
I'll have to let you know.
Okay,
It's gonna depend, well, actually, for the 19th, we're gonna be done selling stickers at the regular,
yeah,
rate, so I wouldn't think there's gonna be a big pressure there.
right. Yeah, I
But on
think what is it,
Saturdays, it
the
does get busy.
The 12th, does it go up?
What's that?
The 12th, is that when it goes up? I don't know.
12th, yes.
Okay, yeah,
the 12th.
okay, all
Yeah, I
right,
think so.
yeah. Yeah, just, let me know what time.
Yeah,
and-
I'll be in touch. Yep,
Okay.
okay. All right, I don't have anything else. Anybody else?
Nope.
Well said. I'll make a
All right,
motion. Make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second that.
All in favor? We'll do a roll call. I'll say aye.
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 Bobby, all right, this meeting of August 1st Board of Health is officially over. I have 7:42.